Welcome to Living Life in the And for the woman who is set on getting everything she effing deserves. I am your host, Dr. Stephanie D. Barnes, your best life transformation strategist. I help women to get everything they desire and deserve in life by equipping them with powerful strategies for immediate implementation to achieve fulfillment. Because life is too long to live unfulfilled. It's time. Girl, it's time. It's time for you to get everything, everything you desire and deserve. It's time for you to live your life on purpose and to live a life of fulfillment, meaning, and joy. It's time. It's time for you to walk boldly in the power of your decisions. Because, girl, if you're going to be in this world, you need to be fulfilled in this life. Life is too long to live unfulfilled. Join me for another episode of Living Life in the And, where you'll learn how to achieve fulfillment and commit to completing all the desires of your heart.
Hey, it's time for a musing from the mind of Dr. SDB, where I share poignant thoughts to help you live your life in the end. Girl, I've got something on my mind. I am just so excited to introduce to you the 10 petals of fulfillment. You know, it is the season of being fulfilled. Fulfilled as fuck. Yeah. Life is too long to be unfulfilled. And just a reminder, fulfillment is the commitment to bringing the desires of your heart to completion. And completion means that life does not leave you void, but you bring your purpose to fruition. And fulfillment is multidimensional. As I have been on this journey to fulfillment, and it is a journey with many destinations, with many stops, and with many evolutions. But as I've been on this journey, I have embraced the many dimensions to fulfillment. And I want to share with you how I have defined those dimensions as I have been on my discovery of fulfillment. And I like to think of fulfillment as a beautiful rose that has 10 lovely petals. And so today I'm going to introduce to you the 10 petals of fulfillment. And these petals will be the topics, if you will, that I will talk about and share and help you to develop as we go through this journey together. And so each of these petals works together, yet each of these petals is important individually. And 10 may seem like a lot, but it's really not because all of these things go so well together. So, without further ado, let me introduce to you the 10 petals of fulfillment. The first petal is freedom. Freedom is about being free in your mind, your body, and your spirit. Because you cannot be fulfilled if you are imprisoned in any way. So, when we talk about the petal of freedom, we will explore what it means to liberate your mind. Liberate your mind from beliefs that no longer serve you, never served you, beliefs that tell you you don't deserve fulfillment, or any belief that is a barrier to you living the life you desire and deserve. We'll talk about literally sometimes freeing your body, your person from situations, freeing your spirit from being bogged down by the heaviness fulfillment, quite frankly. So, freedom is the first petal because until you can experience freedom, you will not be able to even fathom the joy of fulfillment. The second petal is focus. You've got to be focused because fulfillment requires you to be intentional. And until you're able to focus on what you truly desire and deserve, you can't be intentional in your thoughts, behaviors, actions, and outcomes. So, focus requires intentionality. It also requires mindfulness, which is the commitment to being aware of your behaviors, your thoughts, your beliefs, so that you can act upon them and make changes where they are not working for you or where they are working against you. And focus also leads to vision because you've got to have a vision for your life. You've heard it said, without a vision, the people will perish, right? We've heard that said in so many different contexts. And if you don't have a vision for your life, you will aimlessly float through your life. And so, focus is crucial to you being able to have a vision so that you can align your intentionality with the vision you have for your life. And you can be mindful of when you are not in focus. Because if you don't know what you should be focusing on, you will not be able to know and act in discernment when that you are off focus. So focus is really important to ensuring that you are intentional on the path you are creating. Your life is not just happening around you. You are an agent for change in your life, but you've got to have focus. The third petal is finances. Because let's be for real. You have to have funds to finance your life. And if the truth be told, if you are not in control of your finances, and if you don't have the finances you need, you will not be free. Many of us are imprisoned because of our financial habits. And your girl is going to be the first to raise her little hand and say, "Yup, it's me." I can tell you with 100% transparency that my financial habits have been one of the main culprits for me not being able to be fulfilled. So I had to get my finances together, get my financial habits together because you need funds to finance your life and you need to have wisdom in how you manage, not just manage, but how you grow the financial resources that you have. So finance is really important. Number four is fitness. Because let's be for real again. You cannot be fulfilled if your mind and body are broke down, okay? And this is not about looking a certain way, being a certain size, eating a certain thing, or anything that is restrictive in that manner. This is about, again, you being intentional about taking care of your mind and body. And so when we talk about the fitness pedal, we will embrace wellness, being well in our minds and our bodies, not either or. Being well in our mind and our bodies, we're going to focus on movement, whether that is exercise, dancing, or just literally being able to move. Because how are you going to be fulfilled if you broke down and can't move or you don't move? And you need towards your goals. You can't just be sitting around waiting because, opportunity knocks. You see, you hear that said, opportunity does knock, but you got to get up and go open the door. So we've got to embrace movement and then also function because it is no good to have a beautiful body that does not function well. So we want to embrace all of these elements of our fitness so that we can truly enjoy our lives and be able to take care of ourselves. The fifth pillar is family because all of us have a family. Some of us love our family, some of us can't stand our family. And yet, we have to be able to deal with our family. So, when we talk about family, we want to focus on healthy relationships because you hear sayings around, well, you only got one mama, you need to love your mama, and or that's your daddy. How you gonna not um, talk to your daddy? Or that's your brother, that's your cousin. Yeah, we got all these family members. However, it is very important for us to have healthy relationships with our families. And some of our families we love up close, and some of our family we love from afar. But it is really important for us to be intentional around building healthy relationships with the people we were born connected to, because we can't help that. We did not asked to be born to a particular family, but here we are. So now that we're here, we're going to embrace healthy relationships so that we are able to also have healthy relationships with the sixth petal, friends. Friends are the people that we choose to be connected with. These are the people that are in our lives on purpose. We weren't born connected to them, but we choose to be connected to them and have them as part of our circle of influence. It's important to be selective, be intentional, and be purposeful about who we allow. And that is a very important word, allow to be in our circle of influence. So, our friends are a big influence on our lives. And it is important that because these are people that we choose to be connected to, that we are intentional about how we are connected to them, how we connect with them, and how we choose the influences that they will inevitably bring to our lives. And our seventh petal is one of my favorites, fashion. Now, you may say, okay, isn't this kind of frivolous or supercilious to be talking about fashion and fulfillment? No, it's not. Fashion actually is an incredibly important part of how we express ourselves. And whether you are a self proclaimed fashionista or you just put on the first thing you see, how you show up is an expression of who you are. And I love fashion, and I have always used fashion as a way to express who I am. And my sense of fashion has not always comported with what people think my fashion sense should be. But the fashion that I have and that I embrace makes me happy. And that's what's important. So we'll talk about fashion and how you can use fashion to express yourself in the world. And the next petal, number 8, is also my favorite. I like all of them actually. None of them are more important than the other, all go together. But number 8 is frolic. And frolic is the art of living life with joy. And many times we don't plan for frolic. We don't have frolic at the top of our list of priorities. But if we're going to be joyful in the world, we've got to have fun and we've got to be intentional about ensuring that we devote time to frolicking, to living life with joy. Number 9, this petal is faith. And you may ask, why is it not number 1? Well, it's because faith is definitely foundational, and our spiritual foundation and belief system is incredibly important and influential on our ability to be fulfilled. And I didn't put it as number 1 because for many of us, having a faith commitment comes easily because we've grown up in the church or our parents have brought us up in a particular faith. And so faith is there, but it's just there. And we have not developed a commitment to really understanding and deciding how faith will be an important element in our lives. So I am kind of bookending, if you will, the petals with 2 foundational elements: faith, our spiritual foundation and belief system, and number 10, the greatest of all, love. Love is the 10th petal. And this is love of self, love of others, and encompasses all spectrums of love: romantic love, sex, and the genuine affection and compassion we have for other human beings. So, those are the 10 petals of fulfillment. And today was just a brief introduction. I wanted to just share with you the multidimensional aspects of fulfillment so that as I roll out topics that will delve deeply into each of these petals, you have an understanding of how these petals go together. And remember, neither is more important than the other. So the order is really not consequential. When I began to develop these petals, I had them ordered differently, but this was the order I decided upon. And the thing that I want you to remember is think of this like a rose. And remember, a rose petal, each of the petals are intertwined and they're connected at the stem. And that may not be the correct scientific word. I don't remember that. I took that in biology back in 8th grade, but I don't remember it's a piston or something. But anyway, y'all know that rose is connected to the stem. So when you think of these petals, you think about how they are interconnected, but all visually one piece. So when you look at a rose, you see the entire flower, you see the entire creation, and you see the beauty of all of the petals together to create that beautiful rose. So that's how I want you to think about these petals of fulfillment. So as we go on this journey together, we will embrace each of our petals. We will embrace freedom, focus, finance, fitness, family, friends, fashion, frolic, faith, and love. Well, that's all I have to say about that. Thank you for joining me on another musing from the mind of Dr. SDB, where I share poignant thoughts that help you to live your life in the end. I hope you learned something. I hope you felt something. But most of all, girl, I hope you do something. Fulfillment won't happen because you desire it. It will happen because you decide to go get it. Let's get it.
Hey, this is your girl, Dr. Stephanie D. Barnes. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Living Life in the End for the woman who is set on getting everything she effing deserves. I hope you learned something, felt something, but most of all, girl, I hope you are ready to do something. Please be sure to let me know what you got out of this episode. Please subscribe so that you don't miss out on another great conversation. And of course, I'd love it if you would give us a rating and review and let me know how you are living life in the end. Because remember, life is too long to live unfulfilled. Your life is the product of your choices. Choose to commit to bringing the desires of your heart to completion. Let's get everything we deserve. Girl, let's get it.